Hello and welcome to this episode of Vitam Virtual. My name is Mikael Greiling from Vitam International, and today in the studio we have with us Fergus Neyer from Phytobiotics. Welcome Fergus, thank you for joining us.
Thanks Mikael, and thanks for the invite.
In South Africa we deviate a bit from the term gut health and focus more on the term of gut efficiency. So in your opinion, how would you describe the term gut efficiency?
Gut efficiency is quite difficult to describe, I would say, but in general it's about gut efficiency is about gut integrity. And gut integrity, if you think about gut integrity, it's a lot about what we feed the animal. So gut integrity is really steered by what we actually give the animal as food. And just to give you an example, for instance, in pigs, we're talking about pigs today, or mainly about pigs today, is we're going from a piglet which is consuming 100% milk in a liquid form. We're taking that animal within a very short time to a diet which is basically corn soy. I know we're treating the raw materials to some extent, and we're giving, we're trying our utmost to make it most digestible, but we're still within a very, very short time. What happens in the wild happens over many, many weeks. We're taking that animal from 100% milk to 100% corn soy, and that is really causing a lot of problems with gut efficiency and gut integrity.
So obviously that would relate to problems that you refer to that would involve gut inflammation. So gut inflammation obviously affects the efficacy of the gut itself. So what type of problems or negative effects can you expect from gut inflammation?
So if gut inflammation is about the feed we're giving the animal. So at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're giving alien feed to the animal. It doesn't have the ability to digest that. If it doesn't have the ability to digest that, you're causing gut inflammation, and this inflammation allows pathogenic bacteria to enter and to the opportunity to proliferate. So that's really what why gut inflammation is important. If we're able to slightly downregulate that in some way, shape or form, then that is a good thing.
So Phytobiotics, as a feed additive company, a global feed additive company, should provide or should have a solution for this. Is there any solution that Phytobiotics can provide to the industry for gut inflammation specifically?
Yes, I mean we have a product called Sangrovit, which has been around for many, many years and has a growing presence in the animal feed industry in general, and this is to some extent exactly what the product does in a dose-dependent way. So we have the ability to use this additive in strategic moments when there are problems with gut inflammation, and to really downregulate to some extent the inflammatory response that we expect from, for instance, feed. Not only feed, but for instance feed. But it's always done at a gut level. It's doesn't have any systemic effect at all. So we are able to use, for instance, taking the example I mentioned earlier, the weaning phase, we're able to strategically use this additive to downregulate the inflammatory response that feed gives to the animal, and then to use that in a way that we expect much less problems, for instance, post-weaning, and then to slowly bring the dosages down.
It sounds to me like it has a direct mode of action rather than an indirect effect on the gut itself.
Exactly, yeah. It has a direct mode of action. The alkaloids within the product are known to have a effect at the gut level. So they don't have any systemic effect whatsoever. So you're really focusing on targeting the gut inflammation that you would be provoked by, for instance, feed materials. Not only feed materials, but mainly feed materials, especially in pigs and some other species as well. Yeah.
Okay, so in which production phases would you suggest to add Sangrovit Extra to get the best benefit of the product itself?
You can use it strategically, basically all the way through any type of production and any time of any phase where you expect stress. But I would say in general that the main areas where it's used is the one I just mentioned, where you're phasing out. You're bringing that piglet from taking it away from the mother, weaning it, bringing it to a nursery. So that's a typical phase where Sangrovit has a big role to play. But then also in, for instance, sows around farrowing is a big area where Sangrovit is being used. But also, if you think later on during grow finishing phase, we're least costing, and we're bringing in now that raw materials are very, very expensive. We're bringing in other raw materials that are to some extent also not 100% ideal for the animal, because they are not processed correctly, or they may be subpar in terms of their nutrient value. And what's happening there is also we're getting quite frequently now, we're seeing a lot of inflammation also in grow finishing pigs, which and that then also allows also in this phase allows pathogens to proliferate and to influence health in general.
Obviously, inflammation, especially in the grower phase, would impact performance and growth, which leads to a higher FCR, a feed conversion ratio. So with the industry being so cost sensitive with overall production costs, so adding a product like Sangrovit would have to provide a big return on investment. Have you got studies that prove this?
Yes, we do, and this is a focus we've had the last few years. It's quite difficult to add, or let's put it this way, in a different way. In the grow finishing phase, people have always been very reluctant to add any cost, because as we know, 70 to 75% of the cost is feed cost, and if you're adding another cost to the feed, that basically implicates that you're making less money. So we recently commissioned a very large study in an integrated business in Europe, where we exactly looked at this. We looked at the influence of vet meds on the production phase. We fed Sangrovit all the way through the finishing phase. We looked at vet meds, we looked at daily feed intake, daily gain, feed conversion rate, we looked at runts, and one other parameter we looked at. I forgot the other one. There were 6 parameters in general anyway. And we were able to have a very strong influence on feed conversion rate in particular, and also vet meds. So really proving conclusively that Sangrovit also has a role to play during the finishing phase, where typically it has not been used, at least not widely used over the last years.
Thank you for coming, Fergus. I think we have a better understanding of the term gut efficiency, and also the solution that Phytobiotics provide with Sangrovit Extra for the industry.
Yeah, thanks Mikael. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the opportunity to spend some time here in South Africa, spreading the word.
When looking at production costs, it's important to focus on the return on investment rather than the added cost a feed additive provides. For more information on Sangrovit, you're welcome to contact us or visit our website at vitam.co.za.